So I see that like lots of people already have joined, and there are no new people coming in right now. So I think that we can easily start. So welcome to this. I think it's 13th partner webinar or partner meetup. For those who are attending the first one, this is a monthly event that we're having for Mapon partners, also Mapon branches. And the reason for these events is just to show you some ideas, some additional potential revenue streams on how you can extend your business, how we can, let's say, educate you on some of our experience or new products. And this time we're also co-hosting the event together with Andris, co-CEO of Mapon, who is more responsible for the business side and sales side. I'm Ingus. I'm also co-CEO and responsible for the technical side. And this time we also have Krišjānis, who is our design lead and now also sharing the role of IT project manager. And in the previous events, Krišjānis was also telling about the design and other stuff, which is important in business. And this time he will share his view and his experience in rebuilding completely Mapon driver applications. So I think that let's not waste any more time. I will give my word to Krišjānis. Feel free to use chat. Feel free to ask questions at the end of the event when we will have Q&A session, and yeah, enjoy the event. And I'm giving the word to Krišjānis then.
Thanks, Ingus, for the introduction. Yeah. So my name is Krišjānis. You've heard me before when I was talking about brand design guidelines on the best practices that companies can use when working on their brand style and the consistency, so that all the projects are the same. This time I'm going to talk to you about the latest and greatest stuff we are working on in Mapon. So basically today's agenda is all about our new driver app that we have already published. Also a big focus point will be digital forms, which could be really interesting for some of you, probably most of you, since this is a big game changer for us. How they work, how the forms are integrated not only in the mobile application but also in the Pro system. Also the mobile solution for forms, how it's been implemented. Then we'll go through the future plans which we have for the mobile apps and also for the digital forms. And lastly, we're going to have an open discussion where you ask us questions, and we'll see how we can answer them all. Yeah. So basically, the format is quite free. Me and Ingus are going to be really appreciative if you can write your questions while I'm talking to you. That would be great to collect them and answer them later after the talk. So basically, first we'll start with the driver app. So the main focus about the new driver app is that we needed a new refurbished app so that our drivers can use it more frequently and without any bugs. Today we are going to talk about the new features the driver app has, since there are quite a lot of features, but also your opportunity that you can get on board with the new driver app and switch before it has reached its full potential. Because currently our motive why we started building this app is most of all the base functionality and the structure, how the old app is built. So basically, previously it was a web-based solution. Now our driver app is going to be fully native, so it's going to be more speedier. It's going to be much better with bugs. it should have a lot less bugs than the previous one. Messaging has been greatly upgraded so that no messages are ever lost. Also, previously we have been struggling with mobile tracker since it was always on a separate app, and the clients have been struggling with this because the drivers needed to have like two apps, mobile tracker and the driver app. The new driver app 2021 has mobile tracker inbuilt. Also, the app has the new forms section, which we'll get on a bit later. And also a big thing are the language translations. Since the app needs to be translated to 20 plus languages, it has been difficult to do this in the previous technology, where we use localize. So now you are going to be able to translate all the translations in your CRM system. So when we are talking about the new driver app, you may have noticed that its name is currently, it's published only for Mapon, so the name is Mapon Go 2021. Right now we have two driver apps on the market. So basically, if you go to Google Play or App Store, you're going to see Mapon Go and Mapon Go 2021. The idea behind this is that we were pushed to publish the first version of the app before we got to the base functionality that the previous app has. So we have already published the 2021 app right now, and it has already these two functionalities, mobile tracker and custom forms inbuilt, but it still lacks four solutions that we are currently working on. And the plan is so that after we have finished the projects, which are inspections, work time, route planning, and driver behavior, we are going to push the new driver app onto the old one. And this new 21 app will be the main app that our clients are going to use. Right now, the thing is that since we have already two applications on the market, we can offer you to migrate your main driver app to the new driver app, to the 2021 version, but you could see some features are missing, and these are the features that you could miss right now, but we are working on these features so that on the next updates, these features are going to come up. So basically, if you don't want to switch to this new version of the app right now, the 2021 version, then you can wait for us to complete these main missing features. And when we have done this, then you can easily migrate to the new version. So about the new features that already are built in the new version. So basically, we have already put in the complete forms on the go. So basically, the forms, which we are going to talk a bit later about, is a solution that the manager creates. For example, the manager creates a form, and the driver can complete this form anywhere, anytime, and also give the form some validation by his signature or the client's signature. And the other main functionality that has been inbuilt into the new app is mobile tracker. So basically, if you have a vehicle in the platform that does not have any kind of tracking device installed on it, so you can create a new type of tracking device called mobile tracker, and you just log into the mobile Mapon Go app, and you can start tracking right from the dashboard. Also, you can see already route history and all your routes that have been tracked with the inbuilt tracker here. Basically, the difference is nowhere. It tracks depending on the GPS and also on the mobile network. So basically, if you are somewhere which has bad GPS reception or bad network, then the tracking could be a little bit worse, but it still works great. So the future updates for the driver app, as I mentioned before, right now we are working on all of the missing features that currently the driver app needs to be updated to. So our plan is to do all of these solutions that have been are actively used in the previous one. We are greatly enhancing the usability, because previously we have received signals from you and also from our clients that since the drivers are always on the go, the navigation needs to be easier, the buttons need to be bigger, the fonts need to be a lot easier to read. So we have listened to you, and we have greatly enhanced this so that the driver can easily press all of the buttons. He can read all of the text when he needs. And also, the next updates will contain the landscape view and also full tablet support. Basically, your drivers will easily use the Mapon Go 2021 on your tablets, either way, if they're vertical or horizontal. So when we're talking about the forms, this is a new solution which we have been working on for I think the last half year, and we have listened to many of our clients and given this a fair bit of thought. And here you can see the usual workflow, which basically many of our clients right now are using when we are talking about forms. So basically, I'm going to go through the workflow, which right now the drivers use, and what the managers do to get these forms back to them. So basically, the struggle here is that this all takes time. So first of all, the manager gives the form to the driver, so that the driver has to go to the office, he has to meet the manager gives him the form, the driver goes off to work, he works, he fills out the form. It may take a week, it may take a day, it may take even longer, depending on the route he has to drive, depending on the workload, depending on the situation. So basically, after the work, he gets back to the office, he has to meet the manager. Either way, this takes time. After the manager collects all the forms, of course, some forms are missing. They are trying to contact the drivers. And the next week, the manager goes through all of the forms he has received, and still maybe some fields are missing. So that this whole process is quite struggling, and many times the forms go without any complement to the next case. Yeah. Our proposal is to optimize work with a paperless flow. So basically, we have built a solution for you that allows managers to create forms that employees can complete anytime, anywhere, using the mobile driver app. So basically, the solution allows to create custom-based input fields that you can decide what need to be, how long they need to be, and in what order. And basically, you can create any type of form that you usually make in Word or Excel for your drivers or employees. So what's the big benefit of using these digital forms? In our mind, it's of course improving workflow, saving time, because you are losing many obstacles that you have been confronted to before, like time for the driver to complete the form, to bring it to the office, review time, notifications. So basically, our solution would improve the time saving part of it. Also, lowering costs by automating the form creation and submission. Since time is money, effective use of your time also lowers your costs, expenses. Resolve problems faster with digital forms and receive notifications. So basically, when a driver submits a new form, you can decide which of your employees or manager or bookkeeper receives notification about the form. If it's, for example, a invoice, then you can set that the bookkeeper receives the notification so that they can act faster on it and already process the form and send out a invoice faster. And also a big thing is valid proof of delivery signatures, so that your employee or driver can collect client signatures to ensure that, for example, a delivery has been made and both your driver and the client that he has delivered the delivery are approved, have been given the approval by both of the parties. When you're talking about the flow, this is the kind of flow we have seen by our clients. So basically, we can see that the previous paper flow takes a lot of more time. So basically, if you're talking about the work time that the form has to go through from the driver to the manager to the driver, it takes a week, at least 2 weeks maybe, to process the form. But with digital forms, the driver has access to all of the forms. If he's on the go and he doesn't have a form on it, he can easily get the form from the mobile app. Also, if he completes the form, the manager receives the notification and can process the form immediately. So basically, it's a big time saver. When we were talking about the needs, we saw that this type of solution could be used for mostly field service, for employees that are working on the field, driving around, completing forms that need to be completed outside of the workplace, and not only, for example, field service, logistics, construction workers, transport, daily delivery forms, daily report driving forms, manufacturing, and maintenance. So basically, most of the fields have some sort of forms that employees need to do, and these forms can now actually be built and used on our platform. We're going into more depth. So these are some of our big use cases we have identified. Of course, it would be great if you could share some of the use cases you are using every day. So on a daily basis, what type of paper forms you are completing and what would you like to see on this kind of solution. But here are some of ours. So basically, we saw that field worker job forms are a big thing. For example, if someone works multiple jobs a day and he has to complete, for example, 3 job forms for delivery, then it's much easier to do this on your phone. Also, receipt posting to bookkeeping, for example, for your daily expenses that you have been confronted to. You can easily use the app to submit checks to bookkeeping. Daily driver forms are also something you can use this solution for. For example, driver, when he starts the day, he completes the form, and when he ends the day, and he completes the second part of the form and submits it, so that he doesn't have to come to the office, he doesn't have to meet the manager. He completes the form and he's on his next drive. Way bills are a big thing. I previously mentioned that, for example, if you're delivering something to your client, you get to the client, you deliver the goods, your driver makes a signature that he has delivered the goods, and the client gives his signature that he has received the goods. So basically, you have a valid proof of delivery form on your system. You can make fuel refill forms, which we'll get onto a bit later. You also work at the client's site form. For example, if an employee is working on the house maintenance, for example, he has a list of things he has to check. For example, if the doors are working, if the windows are intact, if I don't know, fire extinguishers are on site, he has this form which he checks all of this stuff and goes on to the next object. Rental forms, accident report forms, which are a big thing because many times when people get into accidents, they don't have this form in their cars in the paper format. So this would be a great use of the forms because they could easily fill out the accident report on their mobile driver app. And which I previously mentioned, building management forms. Yeah. So the big question is how do these forms work? This is kind of a brutal description of the process. So basically, the form is created by the manager. The manager defines in a simple way costs, all of the fields, and the category of the form. Once he has done this, he saves the form. Automatically, the form is available for the worker. When the worker opens the driver app, he sees all of the forms that are open to him, and basically he can select any of the forms that he needs to fill out. He fills out the form, he signs it with his signature, or if the manager has selected that the form needs also the client signature, he gives the phone to his client, and the client signs it. Once that's done, he submits the form. Then the bookkeeper or manager or anyone, your client, your manager sets as notification receiver receives a notification about the form that has been completed. Once he opens this form, he can see all the fields that the driver or employee has completed, and he can mark the form as processed so that the status changes from done, in this case, to completion. So basically the features of this solution. The forms right now consist of 4 or 5 basic elements which the manager can choose from. So it's the simple input where the employee can write any kind of text that says, I don't know, remember how many items, but I think 200 characters or something like that. Then he has multiple selection. For example, if the employee needs to check a list of things, then there's a drop-down solution so that the manager can define that the employee needs to select one of a few selections. And also there is a yes/no answer block. For example, if the form contains a question like, does this house have a fire extinguisher? And the employee selects yes or no. And lastly, and one of the most important fields is the client select field, which is a client select that client database that currently we have built and is also being used in the route planning section. So basically, all your clients that are in the route planning selection can be found in here, and then vice versa. So basically, cost calculation. This is a very simple thing we have built into the forms, which is in the first stage. Basically, if you have a form that is a fixed price, and for example, if a job that your employee is doing, for example, tire change costs 50 euros. If an employee uses this form, then the bookkeeper knows that, okay, this form has been used. I can see that the cost calculation has been 50 euros, so that I have to create an invoice for this client for 50 euros. And then, of course, there is the proof of delivery signature field, which can be activated. And in the case that this is activated, the driver or employee needs also not only his signature, but he has to get the signature of the people that he has delivered goods to or done his stuff, you know. Okay, then we move on to the forms. I'm going to give you a short brief on how it actually looks in the system. I think you have seen something similar like you see here before in the vehicle inspections, and you are true, right? Because basically, the forms are a more variable solution than the vehicle inspections. Here you can do a lot more stuff. So basically, the variety of your projects can be a bit bigger. So this is the completed form view, where you can see all of your employees' completed forms. You can see the status. Here, the form has been set to a status completed. So this means that the manager has gone through the form and set the status from done to completed. Also, you can see the client, you can see the user that has completed the form, the vehicle that he has been driving, and also the form that he has completed. The next field is forms view. These are all of the forms that the manager has created for the client, for his employees. And here you can see the name of these forms and category and the last defined modified date. This is the clients section. Here you can see all of the clients that you are creating, and manage your clients, manage the working time for your clients, and contact info. And of course, if you open up, you can see a more detailed view, and you can specify your client in more depth. Then you get the categories view, which is just for notification setup. For example, if you set your created forms to, for example, bookkeeping category, then you can set the notifications for only bookkeeping forms. For example, your bookkeeper doesn't need to get forms for pickup or submit without submission forms in this case. Yeah. So basically, how do you create a form? First of all, when you create a form, you get a very simplistic view. You get the chance to type in the name of the form, you choose the category, and you set the calculated costs field. So, and then you get also a chance to check the signature of proof of delivery. And then you get a button which says add custom field, where you can select all of your fields. When you have created all of your fields, then you can see your created fields here, and these will be the inputs that your driver will need to select or write or use later in the mobile app. Once you save the form, you can see that the form has been saved and is already active for your employees to select. Here you can see how it looks on the mobile side. So you can already see that the text is big, it's easy to read, the driver can easily select it, and it has a good usability. So basically, he selects a new form, he chooses the form he needs to fill out, and here you already see that he has to select the client. In this case, he needs to type in the rock type he has to collect. He has to check, are they available, yes or no, select a variation, and also he can select like a loading time in this case. Once he completes all of this, he gets to the next section, to the overview, where he sees all of the fields he has completed. He also can attach a PDF or any kind of document also with an image if it's needed. And once that's done, he gets to the next page where he gives his signature, and then he gives the client signature once the goods have been collected or received. And then when he does that, he gets to the overview again, and he presses submit, and the form gets submitted to the manager. Once the form is here, he receives a notification. Once you opened up the completed form, here we can see all of the fields that the driver or employee has completed, and also both of the signature fields. Here, the manager has a possibility not only print the PDF, but also set the form as complete, so that if he sets the status to complete, the system automatically sees that the form has been managed, and the status has been changed from done to completed, and this has been archived. So the form has been processed. Yeah, also the print form is available and easy to use. Yeah. This is the view that you get when you open up the notification settings. So basically, you can set special notifications not only for the status changes, but also for the categories. Not only that, you can also select what kind of notifications you want to receive to your push mobile notifications or web system notifications. Also receive SMS or emails for these kind of cases. Some of the use cases are that, for example, if there's like a accident report form that the manager needs to react fast, he creates a separate category for accident. And when the accident notification has been set, he sets this to SMS and email so that he can respond as fast as possible. So basically, the big thing is that the solution is already available and can be activated by request. We are offering a 1-month testing period. And since this is a new feature, we appreciate your feedback as much as any time. And we have big plans for the future of this solution, so that we are going to improve and upgrade the stuff even better. And the future for the forums is we have sketched out kind of this plan. So basically, the next move is probably the form templates, so that you don't have to rely on your imagination to create individual and great forms for your employees to fill out. Also, fuel forms that would be connected to fuel expenses. For example, if if a driver completes a form which is like a fuel expense form, then the form could be automatically attached to the fuel expenses on also to the fuel report. Also, work time connected to the forms. So basically, when an employee starts his work time day, he for example fills out 2 forms in a day, and once he completes the work time, the manager gets a notice that this employee has worked for example 8 hours and has completed 2 forms in this day. And later on, he gets an easy overview of this. And also we are thinking about advanced forms, which would be dynamic forms. For example, if your driver or employee selects one field, then these fields are showing up. So basically, this would be like a dynamic form which could activate some kind of advanced knowledge and advanced fields once some fields are selected. And also, we're thinking about billing from completed forms, so that you could actually automatically bill your well, in this case, the managers could bill the invoices that create the invoices automatically from the forms that he has received. For example, in the previous case where we saw that the rocks have been delivered, he could easily press the button invoice, and invoice would be generated and sent to the client.
Yeah, so we're still planning to have at least 3 events this year, September, October, November. The next event is scheduled for September 16th. We are not really sure yet about the thing that we will be talking about yet, but we do have some great stuff built during the summer. And we will definitely have another interesting event coming up on September 16th. So stay tuned for the emails for following up this event, and also stay tuned for the announcement of the next event. And feel free to join and learn something new. So yeah, thank you for attending, and as Andris loves to say, have a nice day and evening, everyone, and see you soon then.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys.